live on Local 12.
And good morning, everyone. We begin with breaking news from overnight.
Protesters took to the streets in Charlotte, North Carolina after an officer-involved shooting.
And Local 12's Megan Moore is tracking this story right now, and she's live in the newsroom. Megan?
Good morning, Bob. City officials are calling for calm this morning. Family members of Keith Lamont Scott say he was shot by police while reading a book inside his car at his apartment complex yesterday afternoon, but police maintain that he had a gun. Officers were looking for a suspect with an outstanding warrant when they encountered Scott getting out of his car. He wasn't the man they were looking for. After the shooting, demonstrators knelt down, hands above their head along a Charlotte roadway not far from officers in riot gear. Police fired tear gas to disperse the crowd, and some protesters kicked the canisters back. Others started throwing rocks, water bottles, and damaging squad cars. The police chief and a woman who claims to be Scott's sister recount what happened.
As they engage him, he is armed with a handgun that we found on scene as well. Makes some imminent threat to them, and because of that, at least one of our officers fired.
They jumped out their truck. They said, "Hands up! He got a gun! He got a gun!" Pow, 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 pow.
The officer involved in the shooting has been identified as Brentley Vinson, an African-American officer on the force since 2014. We're told approximately 12 officers were injured in last night's protests. Bob, back to you.
All right, Megan, thank you. Now, this incident, of course, comes on the heels of the video showing another police shooting in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And there are growing calls for justice there. Protesters want the officer who killed Terrence Crutcher charged. Now, the video shows Crutcher walking toward his stalled SUV with his hands up. Attorneys for the officer who shot him said she feared that he might have been trying to reach inside the vehicle for a gun. The police chief later said they never found any weapon. Now, Middletown's police chief took to social media to talk about this incident, and he didn't hold back.
Yeah, Local 12's Perry Shibley joins us live now, right here in studio, with what he had to say. And good morning to you, Perry.
Well, good morning to you, John and Bob. Police Chief Rodney Mutterspall has had enough of the police shootings happening around the country. He's fed up and now taking a stand against the senseless violence. On his Twitter page, Mutterspall says he's sick of all the police shootings and says some officers are making all officers look bad. He later said that he's been in that situation many times and that you do whatever it takes to protect a life first. The police chief was referring to the killing of Terrence Crutcher, an unarmed black man shot and killed by a white policewoman in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Mutterspall also retweeted a tweet posted by his son. It reads, "My dad's a great police chief. If anyone needs a positive leadership example, go watch him for a day." Mutterspall is a longtime veteran officer with the Middletown Police Department. Bob, back to you.
All right, Perry, thank you. It's, of course, something we'll keep you updated on all morning as these stories continue to break throughout the day. We'll have that information right here on Good Morning Cincinnati. We'll have it online as well at local12.com. It's 5:02 now. Let's get a check on your forecast. Here's John.
Going to be a hot one today. We expect temperatures to push into the upper 80s this afternoon. We're looking downtown to clear skies right now. Over at the airport, it is 65. Winds are on the calm side, and we're watching for the possibility of some fog again in the river valleys. Lunken down to 1 mile visibility, but radar's quiet and the entire region rain-free. You have to go up into Wisconsin before you find any rain or storms at all. Those will not reach us today. So we're looking at another sunshine-filled day out of the 60s into the low 80s at 1 o'clock and upper 80s by late this afternoon. That is about 12 degrees above normal for this time of the year. We enter fall on a hot note tomorrow when this heat breaks, coming up in minutes. But right now, let's check out your morning drive with Jen.
Good morning. If you're getting ready to head out the door, from what I understand, Cincinnati public schools are off today, so we're going to see less volume of traffic on the roads. So we're looking good as far as travel speeds are concerned, 65, 55, 54 miles an hour. And as we zoom into downtown Cincinnati, you can see there is a little bit of a yellow line on 71 southbound as you head through the Lytle Tunnel. Still kind of a new traffic pattern for people. Right now, they're not working on the tunnel, so you can get through just fine, but may have to slow down just a little bit. As we zoom out and show you some travel speeds and times right now, 471 northbound between 275 and downtown, taking you about 5 minutes. A great commute for this time of the morning. 7175 between 275 and downtown, just 6 minutes right now. And as we take a live look at that area, I'm not seeing any unusual flashing lights to start your morning there. Let's hope it stays that way. We'll let you know if we see any problems. So, guys.
All right, Jen, thank you. A hoverboard explodes, leading to a small house fire in Florence. It all happened at a home on McIntosh Lane just after 9 o'clock last night. A family member there tells Local 12 the hoverboard began smoking and sparking when he picked it up. It exploded. Firefighters were able to use an extinguisher to put out the fire. No one was hurt.
Well, a pizza run ends with child endangering charges for a local family.
Middletown 911, where's your emergency?
Yes, 4019 Houghton.
What's wrong?
There's some people fighting over a baby across the street.
That baby was just 4 months old, and the parents apparently forgot him at their home in Middletown when they went to a Little Caesars to get pizza. Neighbors found the child on the ground in his car seat.
Lack of responsibility. Like I said, I'm a father, and you got to take care of your kids, and it just shows not being responsible. So that's not good.
Neighbors say the parents were distraught when they realized what had happened. The mother told police that her mother recently died and her mind was elsewhere. Neither of the parents wanted to talk about it. Butler County Children's Services did not return our calls about this case.
It's 5 after 5 now, and hiring more police officers may not reduce crime. That conclusion's in a new report by researchers at the University of Cincinnati. The criminologists looked at 40 years of studies from around the nation. They say more police on the street does not automatically cut crime. Researchers found that targeted anti-crime programs such as problem-oriented policing are far more effective than just adding officers. The experts say politicians who promise to hire more officers that may mean more safety, may be wasting tax dollars.
Citizens want to see police officers on the street a lot of time because they feel safety. They want to cure their fear of crime. But if we think about the efficiency and effectiveness, hotspot policing might be one of the best candidates that we can expect more crime reduction using the same amount of the police force size.
He's one of the scientists. Those researchers also say reducing the size of police departments does not necessarily mean more crime. A 5-year-old boy told his parents all he wanted for his birthday was to help police. So Jackson Wilhelm gave the Miami Township Police Department all of his birthday money. When officers found out about the $200 gift, one of them made Jackson's day by showing up at his birthday party. And Jackson was honored last night by the township. He's only 5, but he already understands the importance of helping others, a trait his parents and police hope he'll keep all his life.
And then the questions started, what's back the blue and why is it important? And police officers have trouble. Why do they have trouble? They're such good people. And so when the questions started coming, he decided he wanted to have a police-themed birthday party.
And he did. There are all the kids. Jackson's donation will go to the Police Association to be used for projects like Toys for Tots and scholarships. So he's helping other kids.
Yeah.
That video, that first segment of the video where he had that hat on.
Yeah, he was beaming.
That's perfect.
He was beaming.
That's about perfect. It's 5:07 now. Traveling all 92 counties, we'll introduce you to an Indiana man who's on a mission.
And special clothes for special people.
They're not built like you and I. They have a very short femur, which makes the knee taper in the wrong place. They have low muscle tone, which their tummies sort of are round.
How an Ohio company is changing the way jeans fit for people who have disabilities. That's next on Good Morning Cincinnati.